In this video, we're going to look at social media tools in terms of the different audiences that use them. Not all social media sites do the same things. They don't all have the same functionality, which means that their audiences do actually vary, and they vary quite considerably in some cases. So it's really important to understand which tools appeal to which audiences so you know where to be in order to target your audience. We're going to start with Facebook, because you may have heard the rumours that Facebook is now for older people, but that's not really true. In fact, 65% of Facebook users are still under 35. Having said that, its teenage audience has dropped significantly from 72% of teenagers to just 50% over the last 3 years. So there probably is a downward trend there. And if you couple that with the fact that the users aged over 65 have actually doubled since 2012, the age demographic is clearly trending upwards overall. And all of this points to Facebook being your first port of call if you want to reach an audience with a broad age range. And you cannot argue with its colossal reach. Next up, we're going to look at Twitter. And Twitter is probably the closest to Facebook in terms of demographics, and it's got quite a broad age range. 62% of users are aged between 18 and 49. Though actually grandparents is their fastest growing demographic on the site. It probably stands to reason then that Twitter users are at the wealthier end of social media users, and 56% of Twitter users earning more than $50,000 a year. So you can see there are starting to be some kind of nuanced differences between these sites already. Next up is Instagram. And Instagram definitely has a younger audience than both Facebook and Twitter. 70% of teenagers in the UK use Instagram, and 59% of users are under 30. So if you had a service, a children's service or a young adult service that you were looking to engage and reach out to younger people, then Instagram could be a really great shout. That compares to just 8% of Insta users being over 50. So for services at the other end of the scale, Instagram is probably not the tool for you. But this is why we need to understand how the different tools appeal to different audiences. But if you really want to reach young people, then Snapchat is the site for you. 71% of all Snapchat users are under 34, and 69% of teenagers use the site. And this is most likely due to the added privacy and ephemeral nature of the content. It's worth noting that 70% of Snapchat users are female, which could point to its use for things like promoting maternity services. So again, it's really useful information to know when you're planning which sites to embrace. If you do want to target women though, Pinterest could actually be the way forward. Because a staggering 81% of users of the site are women. And it's actually reduced by about 10% over the last couple of years. It's also worth noting that the median age of Pinterest users is 40, though the majority of active pinners are under 40. Again, really good to know those age ranges and the genders of the people that are using these sites so you know where to go with your activity. Next, we've got LinkedIn, and unsurprisingly maybe, just 13% of LinkedIn users are aged 15 to 34. That said, they fairly recently reduced the minimum joining age to 13, and they do appear to be actively targeting that larger, younger persons group. As you might expect, the balance of male and female is fairly similar, though it's just edged by males. And interestingly, 41% of millionaires are on LinkedIn, and there are 26 million companies currently on the site. Last but not least, we have YouTube, which have users amongst just about every demographic. Whilst younger people do tend to lead the way when it comes to watching videos, the 35 plus and 55 plus audiences are the site's fastest growing. Staggeringly, 66% of millennials prefer YouTube to traditional TV. So when we're thinking about the importance of video content, we cannot help but think straight away about YouTube and its impact on all of us really. So as you can see, all of these sites have slightly different users, which means some will be better than others for reaching your particular audience. A key step for you is to identify the groups of people you are looking to engage with, and that will help you understand the site or sites that will be most beneficial to you and your cause. Facebook and Twitter are often the go-to sites, but as you've seen from the stats, there may well be a better fit for you.